Hey guys, it's Corey with Red Shirt Engineering, and today I want to talk about something that's come up a couple of times now when it comes to wireless cameras. Because there seems to be some confusion as to what wireless necessarily means when it comes to a surveillance camera. So, what I want to do is talk about first how the original surveillance cameras worked. So what they did is they had a coax cable, like the old TV cables. They had a coax cable that connected the cam and wherever you're recording at, so the DVR or whatever it was. So you have coax going there, but the camera still didn't have power. So you had a totally different set of cable. This was we called it a twin pair, plus and minus DC, and this went to a transformer, and then this would go to the DVR, right? Is that too small? No, you can see that. So the DVR had two cables. Now, this evolved over time to no longer need that coax cable. So instead, between the camera and the DVR, instead of having that, you still had the two cables for the transformer. Transformer/power. But instead of this coax cable, they replaced it with a Cat5 cable. Now, Cat5 cable, that's your usual standard network cable. I just happen to have one of them right here. I'll show you. Looks like this right here. Now, a Cat5 cable, you can see in the end when you look at it, there's 8 little baby cables in there. You see that? And the order to which they're in determines whether or not it's a straight-through cable, which most of them are, or what's called a crossover cable. Crossovers are for like going between routers. You don't have to worry about that at home too much. You'll use straight-through cables most of the time. So you have this cable, and that has 8 little tiny pins in it. Now, data is only going to be necessarily going over 4 of those pins. So the other ones aren't being used. Later, we were like, okay, let's get rid of this cable entirely and put it on 4 of those little pins inside. And that's how we came up with Power over Ethernet, or PoE. So now you have a camera and a DVR. And this one has only one cable, a Cat5. And that does power and data. Right? Now, Wi-Fi solves one problem. It allows you to wirelessly connect to the camera with your data. But the question then becomes, all right, so we have a cam and we have a DVR, and that's connecting wirelessly for data. How does the camera get power? Oops, wrong side. So my question then is, how does the camera get data, or power? It can get data through the wireless, but, I mean, think about your wireless charging for your cell phones. That's not even commonly available for your cell phone yet, and you have to sit the thing right on top. The cell phone has to be compatible, and you have to drop that sucker right on top of the thing. So how are you going to make that work with a long distance for a camera? It just won't. So you still have to get power here somehow for a wireless to work. But the flip side to that is if there's just on the other side of the wall an outlet, that's the cheat way of doing it. People will drill through the wall, drop the wire down in like a raceway, and they'll just plug it right into the wall and you're done. So that's the cheat way of doing it. Most people that do it themselves, they're going to do it that way. You'll have to pay an electrician to do it any other way, because you'll have to do higher voltage moving around. So I would say, instead of doing wireless for anything that's in the house, we should look at doing a power over Ethernet wire. That way it's only one wire either way, and then you have a proper run the whole way back to your switch. Now, wireless has its place for sure. So if I want to go out to the street light out on the corner, or if I have a pole at the end of my driveway that I want to mount to, and that pole has power at it, like a street light at the top, then I can tap at the street light for power, and we can use wireless to get the data back. And that's where wireless is really gonna thrive. Now, I apologize for the classroom style setting for this, but I had it on my mind for a little bit now, and I wanted to get that kind of out there for everybody to enjoy before Monday comes and ruins everything that we were rested up and getting our brain back for. So I wanted to get that in there before you get torn down for the week. So hang in there. We're gonna get to the next weekend here in a couple of days. Just stay productive and stay safe. So you guys have a good one.